Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's doing marvelous out there on this Sunday morning, March 6th. Yep, going fast already. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves. We had a beautiful day in Georgia yesterday. Again, almost hitting in the 80s. I was down in South Georgia visiting my in-laws. It was pretty hot down there as well. I think today is supposed to be another great day. Well, first I want to start off. Again, my name is Thomas Taylor III. First, I want to start off by saying, our prayers go out to those individuals that know people and have loved ones in Ukraine in that war-torn area, as well as individuals who were deployed. Now we got some soldiers that are being deployed in that particular area, right? As well as, I want to say thank you to all the men and women who actually served, right? So why am I saying that this morning? Because sometimes we take that for granted, right? So again, I want to pay homage and say thank you to those men and women who served and actually protected our simple liberties. And that's the area that I want to talk to you about this morning, right? Because we know individuals who served, a lot of individuals that are watching this actually served. We know individuals who passed away that actually served to protect our freedom. Why is that important, right? So think about it. When we was growing up, sometimes in high school, you may have had, a bully that somebody was bullying somebody, and then you may have had a bigger friend who protected you. I know I had one of those, right, to make sure that no hurt, harm, or danger that came around you. What did you want to do when somebody protected you, right? You wanted to pay them back somehow, right? You wanted to show that you are not going to be taken advantage of because they protected you, right? As well as sometimes, when you're in a position where a yearbook, right? So in high school, we had a yearbook, right? So sometimes, they would have put people like the best dress or, the person who can't dress or somebody was the most likely to succeed or the most likely to be a failure, right? So coming up in high school, we had all those things. So just think about that. So if somebody had wrote something in a yearbook about you that said most likely not to succeed, what is your driving factor, right? You want to prove them wrong and you want to be a success, right? This kind of makes sense, right? So the reason why I started out with just kind of paying homage to the men and women in the military, as well as, our prayers for those that are, suffering in war-torn areas. Because just think about that for a moment. If we know men and women fought, and some actually lost their lives to protect our simple liberties, those of us who didn't serve, what are we doing to pay them back? Ooh, can we talk about it? What are we doing to pay back those who fought for us to have this thing we call freedom? Free thinkers, right? So that's what I want to talk to you about this morning. I'm going to try to be brief, but the question is based upon if somebody fought and gave their life for us, how can we pay them back? Here's one way, ladies and gentlemen, and I've been talking about this for most of the year. Find your gift. Yep, I said it, and I'm going to say it a little different. Find your purpose. Well, why are you talking about that this morning, Thomas? Because just think about it for a moment. When you find your gift, when you find out the reason that your creator allowed you to live and exist on this planet we call Earth, those things that are around you and people around you start to benefit from that. Why do you say that, Thomas? Because when you understand your purpose, right, different than your gift. Why? Because in that book, some of us read, what does it say? It says, your gifts shall make room for you and put you in front of great men, kings and queens, right? So can we take some time? Because I understand life is fast, things move rapidly, but can we slow down for a moment and start to think about our purpose, why we were created, right? And not allow fear to hold us and bind us to either not having the ability to think about it because we're too scared. And then when we know, when we understand what our purpose is and what our gifts are, not moving in them because of what somebody else said that you couldn't do, or about what somebody else said that you were. And now, once we understand that and we find that, how can we monetize that? Right? I often talk about Jim Rohn, and I say it before. And Jim Rohn was asked a question, motivation speaker. They said, Jim, what is the key to greatness? And Jim Rohn says, service. Service is the key to greatness. Now think about that. If you go back to my analogy with those who served in the armed forces, when they continuously do great things, what do they get? They get medals, right? They get all of these different accolades. Just think about that for a moment, right? They get promotions, right? All these different things. You see some of them decorated, all these medals. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Why? Because they served. They risked their life for other people. But the fundamental basis was service. So I ask you again, have you taken the time to find out and understand what your purpose is, what your gift is? Because I can guarantee you it's directly related in proportion to serving people, right? So again, you may say, okay, Thomas, yeah, I found it, but I'm not so sure about it. Okay, well, this is one of the challenges. How can, and I said it before, how can we monetize that gift? Okay, once we figure that out, now you move in a different area. But I challenge you on this Sunday morning just to understand what your purpose is. Just understand why people died and sacrificed their life for our simple liberties called freedom. Now think about that, right? If somebody could come back from the dead, right, and then actually put you in a position where you have to, have ownership and take account for what you did because they sacrificed, it might be a little bit upset because they died. They died for us to be able to have more, to help more people. Do you think they died for us to just be average? Just kind of mediocre? Just think about that for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. People actually died for us. How do we repay them? How do we say thank you? And they're not here to see and hear us say thank you. Again, on this Sunday morning, for the rest of the week, I just challenge you to slow down for a moment and just start to think about why you're here, your purpose, and how you can serve people, right? And some things start to happen. One thing starts to happen is you start to get out of your own way. You start to see yourself outside of yourself and realize you have more inside of you. Again, those have been watching for a while. I use myself, I'm an open book, right? I started going live about a year ago. Why? Because I was challenged from my coach to say, hey, if you're a coach, if you help people, get out there and help people, right? Get on Facebook or whatever social media platform that you're on and talk to the people and give content and help them. Like, ooh, never did that before, right? But now here it is. a year later, and I've gotten so many responses that people have benefited from the things that I share, right? Which is directly proportioned and directly tied to my gifts, which is the ability to inspire people to move from where they are to where their creator has them to be. That's another place. It's a stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pull. So now just ask yourself, are you walking in your purpose? Are you paying back those who sacrifice our ability to be free? That's all. On this Sunday morning, right? If you woke up, breathe another breath of fresh air, got another chance, right? You can do those things that you didn't do yesterday. You have another opportunity to get it right, another chance. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to blow it and just wait for tomorrow, hoping that you have another chance? And then one day, ladies and gentlemen, your chances run out. You have no more, but you still didn't move in that area that really satisfies your spirit, man, that's directly proportioned to your gifts, to your purpose, to be in a position where now you're not going to work per se. You're just in a position where you're doing life, right? You're just moving in life because it doesn't feel like work because you're inside of your purpose. Now, we're very talented. So, what do you mean by that, Thomas? We're talented, so we can learn different skills and we can attach them to our gifts because we're talented. So, here's the challenge, and I said it before, the challenge is to have a balance. So just do some inventory in your life right now. If right now in your life you're heavy on your skills, meaning that the things that you do to earn money is heavily relied on, is heavily based upon your skills, try to get a little bit more balance and understand your gifts and your purpose and start to work on your purpose, right? So if your purpose and your gifts is down here, identify them so you can start to be a little bit more balanced, right? And then one day, right, you can be out of balance, but the out of balance will be you working more on your purpose and your gifts, and then still utilizing your skills to help more people. And I promise you, I guarantee you, you will never, ever, ever have to worry about money. You will never have to worry about income because that will be taken care of. Why? Because it says your gifts shall make room for you. That means it's going to take care of everything that you need. And again, if you need assistance, all right, Thomas, I'm not so sure about how I find my gifts or understanding my purpose, reach out to me. I'm going to place my calendar in the link below. Once again, set up a call, a free consultation, just so we can talk about it, right? Because you got to understand, like, that's just that important to have a conversation about it, right? To start to talk about it, to start to articulate it, because some of you guys that's listening never really slowed down enough to have that conversation, right? Just talking about it, right? When you start to talk about it, you start to unleash and reveal certain things about some things that you may have devalued, that you may have just taken for granted. Why? Because you do it so often and you do it so well and you don't think nothing of it, right? But talking to somebody outside of you, like myself, now we can help categorize and strategize. Okay, what does that look like? What is the response that you get from that? How do you feel when you do that? How many people do you think it can help? How many people have it actually helped? You see, when you start to ask those particular questions, now you start to see how easy it is to align what you already do. But the challenge is nobody, kind of slowed you down and just had certain questions and conversations with you to converse about how you tie that to your gift, your purpose, because we all have one, right? And that's why this Sunday morning, with everything that's going on in society, everything that's going on inside this world, ladies and gentlemen, can you take a quiet moment and can you understand and realize why you are here? What do you have to give? Why? Because when we live this thing called life, we always want to pay homage to our benefactor, right? Those who came before us, who gave us this opportunity. That's why I started with Ukraine and, giving prayers and then paying homage to those men and women who served in the military for our basic freedoms. How do we repay them? How do I repay the young man and young woman who sacrificed, who died, who gave their life? Because after that, you guys, there's nothing else you can give. Who gave it all? How do I repay them? And they're not here no more. Right? How do I say thank you? Right? That's what I'm talking about today. I'm challenging us to live in our purpose, to serve, to help more people with the God-given gift that you woke up this morning with. The only thing we have to do is we have to find it because it's there, ladies and gentlemen. So again, my name is Thomas Taylor III. You can reach out to me on social media. You can find me, Thomas Taylor III. YouTube channel Thomas Taylor the third dash Taylor Your Dreams. If you want to email me, it's TYD at TaylorYourDreams.com. I'm almost at the finished stages of my website. My website should be up and available within the next week, possibly two at the latest, where you can keep in touch with me as well. I'm going to put my calendar information on the link below. Just set some time, free consultation, ladies and gentlemen. If you just want to talk about how to find your purpose, how to find your gifts to be in a position just to say thank you, right? To serve more people. That's why I want to come on again this Sunday morning to pay homage to those men and women who served and say, hey, this is my gift. This is the way I give back to help those who gave to me. Until we speak again, it's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. Now go out there and enjoy this Sunday day. Until we speak again, make it a great day.